Hello, sunshines. Welcome back to PoweFolk Living. I'm Lakeisha, and I am located in Zone 6B. It is a beautiful day here. Right now, it's overcast, but the sun comes out here and there, and that's fine. It's just nice weather. Well, we've been getting a lot of plants planted in the ground from my plant haul, and so I'm going to continue that because I'm making such a huge dent in getting some of those plants planted. And you all know that this will not be the last plant haul. Like we as gardeners, we go shopping, ugh, yeah, on a weekly basis probably because there's always something to plant. But I love the sound of the birds chirping, and I love how the garden and everything is just blooming. And so we're gonna get those hydrangeas in the ground, and then I want to get a planter planted up today as well. I think that'll be fun. So let me flip you around. Look at my dapple willow. It's just this is just, I just love these things. Okay, but let's talk about these hydrangeas and where we're going to put them at right now. So I am over here in what I call typically like the veggie side because it has most of the veggie beds where um, I think last season I planted up a row of perennials over here. These dappled willow trees were in pots, and then I put them in the ground. I also put these hostas in. And recently we put their amaranth in, and I did try to put some cucumbers over here, but I don't think they're going to make it because I'm still trying to get something to grow up this trellis. Maybe next season, I don't know, or maybe later in the summer. And so we have like a row of hydrangeas over here starting at the end of the door. There's three, and they're also, those are bloomstruck hydrangeas. And then I have a Wygelia, and then a hydrangea, and then some hosta repeats down there, hosta, and then another hydrangea. So my original plan for these particular hydrangea were to put them right here underneath this trellis, but they only get 2 feet high and 2 feet wide. That's pretty small. This space is pretty big. So although I could tuck them in and then add other stuff, there is another hydrangea that I am looking to get that gets bigger. And so I want to save that space for something bigger, right? So I'm going to take these two hydrangeas, and what I thought was I'm going to fill in this space right here. I'm going to tuck one here besides this bloomstruck. I don't know if this one's a bloomstruck. As a matter of fact, this one's not. Those three are. Look at this big old mushroom. My daughter hates when these mushrooms grow. Even though I tell her that that is a sign that the soil is good, she hates them. I'm going to have to show her this one later. I'm not going to kick it or anything. I'm gonna leave it right there and show her that. Anyways, um, so I'm gonna take one of those hydrangeas, and I figured I can put one here. I know that everything's going to get bigger, but like I always tell you all, plants touching is fine. And also, I think if I tuck one in, it'll kind of like grow and mask behind the door. I keep the door kind of clear because we have the and I see like a bee, like a bumblebee, not like a bee like that. I do not want to sting me. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna watch him. So we have like hoses and stuff back here, and we want to have access behind the door. So I try not to plant anything too close to the fence, or if the fence needs to get fixed or anything like that. But still, right here in this space, I'm gonna stick one hydrangea, and then right here between this hydrangea and the Wygelia, I'm going to stick another one. And I think that would help to fill in this space. And as they grow in, yes, they may touch, but that's okay. And so I'm not going to put those hydrangeas in this space, but I will be putting hydrangeas. I do like the hosta that are down here. They're so pretty, especially with the yellow trim. They're so pretty. So I think this area is turning out to be super nice. We have our veggies, and then we have our lane of perennials. Although there are some snapdragons down there that we planted up, they haven't bloomed yet, but and yeah, I had to showcase my girl right here. She looks so good. She looks so good. That's the child rose tree. Okay, let's get these in the ground so that we can go and do the planter next. So just as a reminder, these are the plants, the hydrangeas. These ones are a part of the Endless Summer um, series, and this one is called Summer Crush. And of course, depending upon your soil is how they're going to bloom. Right now, they're blooming pink, and whatever they bloom, all the blooms are beautiful to me. So pink or purple, I'll take it. This one is hardy from zones 4 to 9. It gets about not even 2 feet. Did I say 2? Yeah, I guess that is 18. Don't come for me if I got the math wrong. 18. My comments are never like that. I love you guys. 18 to 36 inches tall and wide. So they are small. So we're going to just stick them in here. They have blooms on them. And when I purchased them, they were just had the buds. But now, as you can see, that one has a bloom. So get these in the ground. But this Hydrangeas, it's going to get big and fill in. Right now, it's not in a very sunny spot. So, and of course, I'm hitting some type of brick. Trying to be a good girl and use my gloves. I don't know if you call it being a good girl, but you know, when you're out gardening, my hands have been drying out a lot. And so that's why I'm trying to use gloves a bit more. I don't know what that is. And I'm using plant tone. I told you guys I use plant tone for just about everything. I don't like switch to all the different tones. I think on one of the videos I was like, oh, I'm using garden tone. I'm like, no, I'm not. Why did I say that? Pick up some leaves while I'm here. And we'll water her in. And there we have it. I think that's a nice addition. Yeah, definitely. I like it. Okay, and that bloom is gorgeous. Let me show you all that close up of that bloom again. Gorgeous. Okay, let's go do a planter. So I made it over here to my little workstation set up, my black table, and here are the roses we planted up the other day. Like I said, I'm not sure about this one, but the climbing rose, I know that that one's alive. But this is what I did: is I potted them up in soil, soaked them in a bucket of water to make sure they were fully saturated. Put the tag in there to not confuse them, and just sat them here. And then we'll see what happens. There are a few things on this table. These are some seedlings that I never got planted up. I gave a bunch to a very nice woman that I met at a where did I meet her at? Oh, a Dunkin' Donuts that I frequent. I frequent this Dunkin' Donuts, and so I was talking to the lady that typically serves us, and she started talking about her garden. And I was like, oh, well, I have a bunch of seedlings. Do you want some? So I'm just going to be using this pot today. It's not like the best pot. I actually wanted to spray paint it black, but we're going to leave it like this for now. And what I'm going to plant in there is blue sea holly. So we planted these up together from bare root, and I had 4 and only 2 managed to come up. Now I know these can get big and all the things, but I just want to test them out in here because they actually get really tall. And so that would be like the whatever, you know how they say spiller, filler, and something else. I don't know. I forgot. But anyway, so I wanted to put these in here and see how they grow. I have 1 primrose flower left because the other ones we put in containers. So I'm going to put this in a container with it. And then I have this, I think this is a Vinca vine. That's what I thought it was. This was supposed to be annual for me, but it came back. I had it in a container over in the chicken coop last season, and then I noticed it was growing back. There is one that's in the ground. It like grew and rooted in the ground. So I guess I have to dig it up. I don't want it to spread. I think they spread, but I'm if I got the name wrong, I'll put it up on the screen. But I want to stick this in here. This it's there right now, but what I remember, it did trail. But these are just like leftover plants that I'm sticking in here. And so these are the other sea hollies. I have 3 of them that nothing came up. I'm going to leave them in a container and leave them over there on the shelf just in case something comes up. If nothing comes up, then we'll dump the soil. But that's what I'm going to be using today. It's just kind of like an experiment, you know, just using what I have left over to fill up this container. And so we won't be using any of the seedlings because those are like pumpkins and squash and things that get huge and trail. Had it been a pepper or, I don't know, something small, I might have would have used it. But so let's just get some soil in this planter. Oops. But I figured instead of setting up the primrose by itself and all that, I'll wait to plant it out with the other 2 that I have in pots. So I said, you know what, let's stick this in a pot as well. I am not using potted mix. I am using regular soil in this pot. So just so you know. So I want to like put this more towards the front so that when that sea holly starts growing tall, although it's short right now, it'll still be in the middle. We're going to break up some of these roots, actually take some of them off in order to get this in here. I have to take out some of the soil because I kind of want this deep in the pot as if it was, you know, already the shorter thing. There we go. And what I like I noticed about these is they had like in the other parts, like they get bigger, but they were also like leaning over. So I'm tilting it in here to kind of get that same effect that I see up there. Okay, and then we're going to stick in, look at those roots. We're going to stick in the sea holly. I'm going to stick the sea holly right here in the back. And this one is very small, but I'm going to stick it in here too. Put that off to the side right here. I'm going to push this over a little so that I can get that vinca in here. And we'll stick the vinca right in here. Keeping my eye out for my Mr. Brown. I mean, there's like nowhere he can go, but every now and then he messes with a plant. But he's pretty good with the plants now. So I'm going to just fill in all around, making sure that there's soil all between these plants. Wasting soil and all of those things. All right, so that's our planter. I'm going to get that watered in. But that's it, guys. Like, just using what I have to see what produces. So let me lean y'all in for a close-up. So this is what it looks like. Here's the primrose, the beacon vine. So when I sit it, and I'll show you all where I'm going to sit it, I'm going to consider this the front. And like I said, I hope this sea holly grows up really tall. I want to kind of push it over in the center more. There we go. And you know what? Let me get something to fill these little gaps on the side as well. What did I grab? I grabbed some lamium. Lamium is a forever given plant, and this is why I have it all over my garden. I have a patch. I mean, there's tons of patches now I can just take from that I actually need to divide, but I purposely planted that patch on the hill for me to go and take when I need it. Lamium is like forever. That will also trail. So I'm going to put that, fill these sides in, and all you need is a little bit of root, just like sedum, and it's going to root in. Now you're going to see that it's probably going to kind of, what do you call it, dwindle, or I don't know how you call it, because you know I dug it out the ground, but it will bounce back. So there goes another piece. And you don't even need all those roots. I actually could cut that root off, but I'll just leave it since it's there. But it is always, I love this stuff. So yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna push this down a little bit. Oh no, I'll leave it just like that. We're gonna, and it's brightening up the planter already. Wilt is the word that I was looking for. It might wilt, but it will certainly bounce back in no time. Kind of filling those gaps with it. And then when you're done with this planter, you can plant it up somewhere in your garden. You sure can. Grabbed a bunch of it. That's fine. I'm going to use it up. Oh, Mr. Brown. One more little piece. Put in some soil to kind of secure them. Okay. Even though that still is driving me crazy because it looks empty in the center, but it's not going to be. I'm just trying to like make the lamium go over there. It's just me. It's not the planter. It's not the lamium. It's me. Because once this all fills in, it's going to be great. All right. We still have the sea holly right here, the sea holly right here, the lamium that I'm fooling around with, the primrose, and the vinca vine. That's what I believe it is, and I'm satisfied. So I'm going to get this all watered in along with the hydrangeas, and this is where it's going to go, right here in front of the shed on this little bitch. Yes, I'll wipe it off when I water it. Oh, did you all see it? Right here. Right there is where it's going to go. Just a little something, something. I've been deadheading the primrose. I don't know if you need to, but that's what I've been doing as I walk by because they're right on my porch. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, get everything watered in. And look at that little spider. And that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Thank you for all your comments. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to leave a comment. I will talk back. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you've done all of those things, thank you. If you haven't, please consider. But until next time, blessings. Bye.